Hey guys, so for Vlogmas Day 9, I'm going to be talking about my high school experience. Let me tell you, it was shit. So if you want to subscribe, like, comment, and ring that notification bell, do all that stuff. And so I'm just gonna go right into this. I will say, if I yawn multiple times, I'm very tired. I need to go to bed, but I'm pre-filming this just because I'm awake now. So I will say my high school experience was terrible. It was terrible. My freshman year was like alright, but like very traumatic. I cried a lot. Math class was hell. My favorite class was food and nutrition. That was my only happy place sanctuary. That was the best teacher, along with I really liked my literature teacher, but man, she was really hard, but she was nice too. So then I really liked my co-ed teacher and my literature teacher. She was the best. Love her to death. She's the best. Amazing. Excuse me, I have just have the hiccups earlier. I'm so sorry. So, freshman year was very traumatic. Let me say that. Hated math class, got yelled at for there was a reason I got yelled at, because I was doing a quiz and I finished it literally in like 5 seconds, barely did anything, didn't know it just because math sucks for me, and I need to be taught in a specific way that my teachers were not teaching me, and I tried to explain it, and she didn't really care, and she was just like, yeah, just go to lunch and learn, which, by the way, I don't know if you have lunch and learn, but it's terrible. Like, I find that very useless and pointless and stupid, unless you basically are pretty dang smart, and you just need help on a couple of things, then you're good to go. For me, I was struggling. It was the hardest time because there might be a couple students, maybe there's one, and then the teacher has to go back and forth, obviously, but it's like, I need 101. Specifically, that's how I learn. 101, small, simple, that's like literally simple instructions is how I roll and how I can be taught and learn. So, with that, I just cried a lot with math. It was the worst. My mom had to get an advocate towards the end. So, and then I still think the administrators do not like me because of that. I mean, I understand why, but like, clearly you didn't believe that I have autism just because I got normal grades, like A, B, C's, whatever. Like, okay, so look, my grades determine how I have autism. Like, what the hell? Like, that doesn't make sense. Grades doesn't determine that. Like, it's so stupid. So, clearly they didn't. And then immediately give a lot of proof, like this, doctors, and they're like, nope. So clearly that doesn't help. And then they just, I with my history, it's just like they didn't really like that. So yeah, that was a really hard time. It was really hard knowing that I had a math support teacher towards the end of the school year before we left before COVID happened, basically, lockdown happened. She was such a lovely teacher, so super, super sweet. She tried her best to help me with math, like, it wasn't against her. So one of the things I had to do was go on this website, and like, it was supposed to do all the math things, and if I get locked out, I can call him, or I can ask for my teacher to help me. So I asked for my teacher, and I don't know why I was locked out, and the password, so she called him, and he was saying, oh yeah, like, I don't know why she's basically lying, and she said, like, no, like, I can see it's literally locked out. So that made me that literally made me cry, that hurt, it was so bad. I don't know, it just hurts knowing that they don't really care about you, and they never will. And there's some good people in school, but like sadly the good people are not in the higher administration to make sure the people, like laws and regulations and all that stuff, to be supportive. Like sadly, if there are, where the hell are they? Because I don't know where they are, because seriously that school is shit. I'm not naming the school, but if you know what I know, if you know what I mean, you know what I mean, basically. So it was just terrible. I was, I, it, I kind of regret going, but I kind of don't regret going, just because I got to experience my favorite class and my favorite teacher, and I don't, part of me does regret going, because I wouldn't have had the friendship that I had, just so that I didn't have to meet and go through all that, and then to also not experience the treatment, as like the school doesn't really understand me specifically. And it's sad because like I'm so like in the middle. It's like I'm there, it's a spectrum. I'm like not like here and here. I'm like straight in the middle, so they clearly don't believe that, just because physically I may not look like it, or like academically I may not look like it. So it's just like, I don't know, that really hurt me and my mom a lot. Mostly my mom. And it was more traumatizing for me, knowing that like it was just so bad. Like, oh my gosh, I was stressed, like stressed to the max. So sophomore was better because it was online, but I had a really nice teacher who was my co-taught teacher in literature. She was very lovely. I think I said that. I don't know if I did or not. I kind of lost track. So she was great for literature. I did it. Third year, oh no, second year, I had this amazing environmental science teacher. He was the best. It was hard, let me tell you, but he was so sweet and caring and so easy to understand, and it was so nice. And like I could finally like I felt seen and heard. And he was a special ed teacher, and he was amazing. He taught really well, and he really involved the parents, my mom, and like saying like, hey, like I'm emailing this because a student, or like all these students, da da da, which I really like. And you don't get that from a lot of teachers that I've experienced. That was like the first time and only time I've ever experienced it. So that was really nice. It was very informative. Just hey, hey, what's this? Like trying to like make sure the student is okay, basically. So that was alright. It was good. And then my junior year, that was complete show. So I was doing alright, and then literature was the pain. But I had a teacher that literally, like, it was so bad. It was like math teacher. It was like math all over again. Literally, it was like again. It was like I didn't think we would have to go through this again. So I cried a lot. I was stressed out to the max again, and then I started like picking at my fingers, and so then I would start picking at my hair, because I have trichotillomania, and that's when I pick out my hair. So I did that, and that was like full on course, just like ramping, but also like I started picking at my fingers. So yeah. And then I think like so it's just like literature was so bad, and I cried a lot, and it was so confusing. And one of the projects was like, so we just finished reading The Glass Castle, and I just finished watching the movie and answering all the questions, and I thought we were gonna write an essay on The Glass Castle. Turns out it did not involve The Glass Castle. Like, why did we read it if we were not gonna write an essay? Like, so the essay was about a high school couple that they were together for a year or so, and that the guy has a close girl best friend that was rumored to have a crush on that he was rumored to have a crush on the best friend, and she turned him down, so they're just friends. And then the girlfriend was self-conscious and jealous and didn't make enough time and effort, and it's just like, we were supposed to decide whether or not like they should stay together or break up, and just like all of that. So essays are not my thing. So the day before we left for Christmas break, she said, "You did it wrong." And so I cried. I literally cried my eyeballs out. Like, I hated it. It ruined my, like, Christmas. Like, as sad as that sounds, like, no one can really ruin your Christmas, but, like, it brought me down because I was so stressed, and I was dreading every single day going back to school, aka doing it online, I mean. So then in January, here comes another essay, and this is like a 3 to 5 page. I mentioned in the breakup sucks video, but like it's just like 3 to 5 page, 500 word limit. I was stressed again, and I didn't understand, and I didn't have any help, and the instructions were very confusing. My mom couldn't help me, my dad couldn't help me, so how the heck am I just supposed to do this? Or I just like completely stopped. My brain broke, and I was pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, and I broke down. Like, mentally, my brain broke. Oh, sorry, that was my chair. Sorry, that's hurt me. So my brain just mentally broke, and I couldn't do anything. And then, yeah, and then, oh yeah, I forgot, I had an IEP. Oh my gosh, the worst experience ever. I'm gonna do a complete different video on my IEP experience videos, just because that's a whole video, and this would be literally so long. So that was traumatizing, and then my friendship ending, that was also sad, and was angry, and I didn't do anything. So I was just like, I stopped at school and everything, and I just took a break. And I will say it took a long time to somewhat feel a little bit normal. Now I think I'm like in the normal phase after it, just after like being burnt out so much. Like, I've never experienced burnt out before, but like that was burnt out just because like I couldn't do my favorite class. And you know, it's bad when you love something and you can't like do it. Like, of course you can do it, but you're like mentally, emotionally, maybe physically, you can't do the thing that you love so much, and that's like your one escape that you have. And I couldn't even do that, which is so sad. So like I completely stopped, just because I couldn't handle it. Like I tried, and it's just my brain was not working. It was like school. No, I was burnt. After that IEP meeting, I was starting to feel the burning out, like, pretty soon after, like, January to February. So I was pushing, trying my best to get above, like, stay at a 70 in order to pass my grades, in order to be on top of the typical graduating class, or graduate maybe in, like, 2023, or, so, yeah, I was just, or like 2024 or something like that. So it was just so traumatizing for me. So then in my senior year, I don't know, quotations. So August was fine, it was working, until then I hit my medical process, my medical mysteries that I have, and I still have, which sucks. So then the school didn't believe me then, and they were gonna expel me. Like, I was pretty damn close to being expelled. Who would have thunk? So I just got pulled out of class, because again, like, I keep saying this, but like the only reason why I was there was for this one class that I loved so desperately. Like, that was like my happy place. I enjoyed that class so much. I loved walking to that class. I loved participating and baking, and like again, the assignments were hard, but like I loved every part of it. It was just, I loved the teacher, and I loved like the aroma, not aroma, the atmosphere of it all. Like I loved it all. It was the best. It was just something like I loved to do. And then I was in FCCLA, which was amazing. My freshman year, that was the best experience ever, and I loved going to the meetings, and every month for Wednesday. It was the best. It was so fun, and I loved it. It was just like the best experience ever, and it made it somewhat worth it in order to experience that like happiness, that I don't know, it felt good to have something in my life that I was happy about. Like I actually was truly happy about this. Like I haven't been happy in forever, so it was good to have that. So right now I'm just doing homeschooled. I don't know, it's just like with the headaches and everything, it's just like so annoying, which I will get into that because that's again another separate video. So I'm just gonna end this video short right now because let me tell you, I have lots to do I have lots of videos to pre-film now that I'm kind of like in the motivation era, and just wanna like keep doing this before like I run out of steam. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I know, surprising again, oh my gosh, why am I that literally scared me so much? Oh my gosh, I'm losing it today. So I hope you guys liked this video. I'm surprised it was not literally 30 minutes. I'm so sorry. I'm going to try my best not to be a long talker, but you know me, you kind of expect this. I'm sorry. But I hope you liked this video, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!